When I bought into MicroStrategy, I did it because I needed more capital so that I can buy my second house a lot sooner, a lot faster. Because if I saved my money in cash, it's not going to appreciate in value. So rather than sitting in cash, I might as well put it into Bitcoin. But unfortunately, if I take profit out of Bitcoin, I'm going to have to pay taxes on that. So I had to look for ways to avoid getting taxed. And I figured the easiest way to do this was to just invest in a stock that is similar to Bitcoin in an ISA. Because with an ISA, every capital gains is tax-free. Funnily enough, I remembered watching Michael Saylor and his podcasts in the past, around the year 2020, 2021, until after I bought my first property, my first rental property. That's when I realized, hey, MicroStrategy at the time, they were buying Bitcoin, using debt to buy more Bitcoin, and they don't sell their Bitcoin for a profit. They just hodl. And as a result, their stock literally moves with the price of Bitcoin. But even better, it gave me 2 times the returns of what Bitcoin could have offered me. After many further research and watching a lot more of his podcasts and presentations, that's when I concluded that buying a house to make money just isn't a good idea anymore. It was a good idea before Bitcoin existed, but it no longer is relevant in my opinion. It's becoming less relevant today, and many capital from the real estate market is shifting towards Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and talk about the comments that I received from this post. Let's start with the top post, which is by The Careful Investor. Buying a property to live in is a great investment for your life, in my opinion, especially if you have a family. Buying additional properties as an investment is poor financial decision making, in my opinion. The only reason property is even slightly interesting as an investment is how fast our currency inflates. There are just so many additional costs involved, and it is very illiquid. So you can't cash out very quickly like you would with a stock. And my response, for sure, and I'll add to that, houses are used for living in. When it's used for investments, it distorts real-world supply chains. Now, people who needs a roof for their family can't afford to live in it because those with money bought up all the houses and have hoarded it for themselves. It's more evil to buy houses for rental than it is to buy Bitcoin or MSTR to store wealth. At least with Bitcoin, when someone rich buys it, it doesn't distort real-world supply chains. So what I mean by real-world supply chains is houses. A house is a tangible asset. It's a real-world asset. If every rich people buys up all the houses in your neighborhoods, no families can be able to afford it. They're forced to rent it at a high price, and now they're at the mercy of their landlord and of inflation as well. But because Bitcoin is digital, it's not a physical property. When a rich person buys it, it's not going to put a cap on the real world. Like, no family is going to suffer because all the rich people bought into Bitcoin instead of houses. In fact, if all the rich people and institutions and companies buy up Bitcoin, there's going to be a lot more houses for the regular people, and they'll be able to afford it then. He added, I guess a key reason buying rentals can be attractive is that banks are more willing to lend you hundreds of grand at 90%, LTV at 4%, so you can lever up massively, making the returns seem good compared to your upfront cost. Can you imagine if you can go to the bank and borrow 500k to stick in the S&P 500 for 25 years at 5% interest rates? If people already have the cash at hand, then putting it into property is financial illiteracy. I added, banks lend large sums of money to you to buy a house so that they can keep you a slave to their fiat system. Work a job, pay taxes, pay interest, insurances, and all these third parties. Now imagine borrowing that same amount of money to buy Bitcoin instead. No tenants, no upkeep or third parties, just hard money. And with the rise of 0% APR credit cards, people can create returns without being a landlord or a debt slave. On point, and you can pause from here their conversation. So the key factor to take about this comment is houses was a good investment, but because of all the third parties and fees involved, it gets dwarfed in comparison to Bitcoin when there is no third parties and no upkeep when you hold Bitcoin. Another person commented, Benzman13, congratulations, what a great entry. I bet you're so glad you invested in MSTR and not property. Tough to make a decent money from rentals now. I said, thank you, honestly the only reason I got into MSTR was because I bought my first property and I saw how so many third parties were taking my money. I ended up spending around 10k on legal and maintenance fees. That's like trading a stock and being down £10,000 immediately, and it'll take 2 years to break even from that if you're relying on the rental income. So what I mean by this comment, that's like trading a stock and being down 10k immediately. When you buy a house, you're going to have to pay a bunch of legal fees, maintenance, and possible missed payments, as well as you have to pay taxes on your rental income. And as a result, it could add up to around £10,000 in the first year. Well, initially. And it's going to take you at least 2 to 3 years to break even from that if you're relying on your tenants paying you the monthly rentals. So it's not really worth it when you can easily avoid being down 10k immediately. At least when you buy Bitcoin, it's accretive. You could immediately be up in your investments, but with properties, you're gonna immediately be on a net negatives. So, what do you guys think of this whole topic? It's all about choosing MSTR over rental properties, and that by investing in MSTR or Bitcoin, it's far more accretive than investing in properties, because when you buy a property, you will be in a net negatives right away due to all the legal fees, maintenance, insurance, missed payments from tenants, and then you have to pay taxes on top of everything. But with MicroStrategy in an ISA, it's all tax-free, and you will not be in a net negatives by 10k immediately. It's accretive because the moment you invest in it, you could potentially be up in your investment immediately, like a day or two or a few months later.